about every one of them would be happy.
Give me with your fire. We can run away. Castle in the sky.
As we're driving along, I just can't help but be so thankful for the fact that I get to see so much of this beautiful country that others just don't get to see. So many people are stuck in the place they grew up their whole lives. So many people never leave their home state where they were born and raised. And I've always loved to travel. I love driving, and I love seeing beautiful sights. So this is the perfect life for me. I'm at the right place at the right time in this moment of my life. Meeting the friends that I've met along the way has been like no other as well. These trees are just incredible. Okay, look at this view I'm coming into. We lost Jana somewhere back there. I'm supposing she must have pulled over for a view. I see her now. Oh, good. Okay, feel better. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I looked into my rearview mirror and saw the marine layer in my rearview mirror and thought it looked pretty cool. Here's a view from the front. The sun is finally breaking through. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful day. There are a lot of bridges just like this one along the way. Now back to what I was discussing before I had to turn the camera around because the scenery was so great. The friends that I've met on this journey, this life, this van life, have been incredible. They're loyal. They're there for you when you need them. They don't leave you behind. They care, and they show all that in action. It's not just words. And I don't think that I could have found this many friends who are like that without living this life, because you know, they're like-minded to me. They like doing the same things. This life also works best for them, and it's just a community of people who help one another. When someone's down, the community comes together and helps them get back up. We also are a community who are bound and determined to keep the places that we go clean. If we see trash on the ground, we pick it up. The community has been coming together. We're trying our hardest to keep America beautiful so that all of us can continue to enjoy it. Check out the marine layer that we're coming into. I learned that term from Miss Carrie. It's not fog, it's marine layer. We're starting to see little bits of sunshine here and there. And so we've still got the mist of the marine layer. There's a fellow road trucker. We're just going to go inland a little ways to try to find a place that we can camp for a little bit. We've got another friend that will be coming up from California soon, and so we're trying not to get too far north. So we're just going to try to find a good place with good temperatures that we can camp for a few days, and it can be a base camp for us to go and explore from there. Still on the ocean, going through the little city of Yachats. Even the grocery store, the cars are just packed in here. Wow. Guess that's to be expected along the ocean, though. Burr! I just got out in the little town of Yachats. It's like just just after noon, like 12:05. It is freaking cold. The wind is blowing, and I believe it's about 58 degrees, and it feels cold, which is strange to say here in August. We're in August, and I know it's got to be blazing hot back in Oklahoma. So glad to be able to say it's cold instead of hot. Plus, where I was at getting my van fixed, it was 95, 100 degrees there, and I was just burning up after spending a couple of nights there, not being able to get cooled off, and then it being so hot, blazing hot during the day. So, yeah, it's cold. Here's my view. We're backtracking about 7.5 miles because we couldn't get service, and so we had no idea where we were going. So, we got into this little town. We had to go quite a ways into the town, and finally got service. Got to pull over and pull up our directions for where we're looking to camp tonight. We have now turned off of the 101 at approximately Devil's Churn, and are coming into the forest here at Cape Perpetua, I think that's what it was called. There is a Forest Service day use area as well as a campground. I would say more than likely we're going beyond the campground. I'm sure Jana is probably judging as to whether or not she can go under these trees based on what's happening with Carrie and myself. Carrie just slowed way down for this one. Hope that Jana doesn't have too much of a problem with it. So Jana did go real slow under that one, but she did go through, so it looked to me like it was fine as I was looking in the rearview mirror. Oh, the joys of wild camping. We're used to bad roads. This is a wonderful road, but we're having to watch for low-hanging trees. So as long as we can get there, I have a feeling it's all going to be worth it. We probably won't have cell signal. I've heard from others that a lot of times that's the case up here in Oregon, and so far I've been experiencing that. Right now I'm sitting under a large canopy of trees. Carrie is going to ask Jana, which I won't be able to see her, but she's going to ask Jana if she wants to turn around due to the low-hanging trees. Okay, we found a tiny little turnout. Carrie backed up, or turned around and backed up first, then me, and then now Jana is. And we're gonna give this other car a chance to also back up, or not back up, but turn around. It'll be a lot easier for them. And we're gonna try a different location. This one has a little bit too much in the way of low-hanging trees. So far, Carrie and I had not had any problems. There was one that was really low that Jana drove under, and so she decided it was just a little too low. So we'll try somewhere else. That's why you want to find your camp spot pretty early in the day if you've never been there before. That way, if it fails, you can try something else. If you ever get a chance to drive the Oregon coast, not only is the forest and the trees absolutely incredible, so are all the wildflowers. I mean, where we're driving along here, there are some homes, and so some of it's probably planted flowers, but for the most part, they're wildflowers, and they are spectacular. We're in the beginning part of August, and it's just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, if I could stop on the roadside and just take pictures, I could probably stop once and get 7 or 8 different kinds of wildflowers. Our first campsite for today failed. It's okay. We had a second campsite already in mind to take a look at. If that fails too, we will probably just find another roadside pull-off. That worked just fine last night, and it will work just fine again if we need it to. Coming into the port of Alsea. This is a cute little town. Gotta watch for the pedestrians. Alright, I'm going to turn this off. Well, maybe it'll... Oh, another fellow road truck. Store called Enough. That's kind of neat. I like their sign. I am going ahead. It's 2.2 miles to the place that we found as a possible place to camp. And this is as you can see, it's a one-lane road, and Jana's rig is quite tall, so I am scouting it out to see what it looks like. First and foremost, to see if her rig will fit under the branches and stuff, and then also to see if it's a fitting campground or not, or not campground, but place to camp. Here we go. Besides it being narrow, drops off over there. You probably can't see it, but the road's not very good. I'm just taking my time and trying to watch for any hazards that may arise. I'm hoping that Jana or Carrie 1 can get some cell service to be looking for another alternate spot in case this one does not work out. Okay, I can see ahead here that it's not going to work. It's too low up ahead there for Jana. I'm going to turn around and go back. That was fail number 2 on finding a campsite today. I'd say there's a good chance we'll be hit. A roadside pull-out. Yeah, this road is bumpy enough that it's throwing things around in my van. I forgot to put 1 or 2 things up. It's nothing that's any big deal. One was an empty water bottle. Fell off the counter. No big deal. This is part of the way that we live. You know, we choose to mostly use free places to camp. When you choose to camp on free lands, you win some, you lose some. This here is National Forest land, and this one was a loser, which is okay. I think we were all hoping to find a place that we could actually camp for a few days, just so that we could have some, you know, privacy and a place where we could actually set up camp for more than one night. It's a little different when you're driving from place to place. You don't really make yourself at home. It's a little easier to do things. Also, I'm sure that we would like to find internet wherever we are at. We did not have it last night, which was fine. It was just one night. But there are difficulties finding internet up and down the coast. We'll be using the internet to find places to camp, maybe downloading a couple of things to watch. First and foremost is the adventure. And we can do that even if we have to move every single day. We are going to the town or city of Newport. I don't know if it's actually a town or if it's just a little lake. Something I've passed quite a bit. Entering tsunami hazard zone. Those are just sporadically through the coast here on the 101. Okay, that bridge is done. See you later. We were camped out at the casino. We stayed there for 3 nights. Moved on yesterday. Camped at a wayside on the 101 just to pull out. That went well. We were camped right at the Heseda Lighthouse. Went and saw it this morning. And now we're looking for the nice spot. We're at a restaurant.
No, we're not. We're outside at the beach.
Oh, we're outside at the beach. And Jana's just making herself right at home.
Wait for y'all to make a decision.
No, it's your decision. We decided. It's your decision. Hey, this is our place for a bite to eat today. Dana's Irish Pub. And it looks like it is packed. We just ate here at Nana's Pub. It's an Irish pub, and we checked in at 1:45 to get a table, and it is now 4:30. So 2 hours and 45 minutes we spent on a late lunch today. I mean, it wasn't even, it shouldn't have been the height of lunchtime, but it was good. I had lamb pie. It was delicious. But it's pretty amazing that we were in there that long. And the whole time, I mean, most of that time we were waiting for our meals. Anyway, we're in Newport, Oregon.
Standing in the street alone. Her head was down, face locked onto her phone.